Welcome to Kick. Welcome to Kick. Welcome to Kick. Welcome to Kicker Unmasked Live Weekly. Good evening, everyone. Tuesday. Good evening, everyone. I like to keep the show to about 90 minutes. Kippolicious. Be sure you get that schmedium every Tuesday night. Full tilt boogie. Kippolicious. Good evening, everyone. Twisted Tea. Good evening, everyone. Be sure you get that schmedium. Twisted Tea. Hippopotamus. Cold beverage. Schmedium. Midler. Out in BFE. Out in BFE. At the end of the day. Good evening, everyone. Tuesday. Full tilt boogie.
It's been a long road since the original Kicker christened that first pickup truck. It kicked off a car audio renaissance, and upgrading your music in a vehicle was a requirement. America's music machines became living loud over your passion, your emotion, your existence. Outdoors or on the open road, your sound is Kicker.
We're here at the Denso NHRA 4Y Nationals here in Las Vegas. Man, we have got two-time funny car, top fuel champion, Cruz Pedregon here, icon of the sport. Dude, we just so appreciate you taking the time. But I got to ask you, so we know in 1986 you were driving go-karts, and a year later you're in a dragster. What made that change of going from wanting to do, track racing to running down straight track racing?
I started out with something I could afford, so there was a little dirt track, or a few dirt track races in Southern California that I started racing. Like I said, I could afford it. They're still expensive, but I always had my eye on drag racing. So I caught the eye of an owner that had a low budget team, started out very humble beginnings. I basically worked for food. I worked to race for nothing. So, but I started out, you couldn't have started out further down the ladder than I did, but I'm glad I did, because I was able to parlay that into driving for a bigger team through the years, won a championship, and here we are. I own my own team. I've been in business for like 15 years now, or 20 years on my own with Snap-on and KICKER and all the great sponsors, so very exciting time.
Cruz, we know you're super passionate about what you do. We're curious, what drives you, what refuels you off the track when you're at home?
Well, I have a daughter now, so it's I just love my daughter. She's going on 8 years old, so priorities change a little bit, but I've always had this passion for racing, so much so that that's all I would do morning, noon, and night. I would think about it when I got up. I go to bed at night. Racing was my entire life, and it still is, but I share a little bit of that during the off time with my daughter Raya and my girlfriend Melissa. So, it's one of those things where the desire to perform at this level and to do it, I feel like I have my best years ahead of me. I have so much more experience than I did when I started out that I want to put that to good use. So here we are.
That's awesome. Well, man, I tell you, KICKER is super proud to be associated with you. We're blessed to be part of the team and helping out. And hey, now that we've got this killer PA system back here jamming the pits, what's that mean for you and your team and your guests and everybody in your organization?
Well, having a brand like KICKER, number one, is an honor for us. Really, I know it's a brand that goes way back. Heck, we've all heard of them. So for them to be, you guys support us like you do is really an honor for us. But we want to do our part on the racetrack and put your guys' name out there. But as far as what you guys just created for us was really cool. I didn't have any idea of the quality of sound with all the noise, all the race cars starting, all the voices and all the generators running, that we could still hear loud and clear the PA system. So thanks to KICKER, great product, and we have a lot of Snap-on guests that are invited to come out here as part of the customer service to say thank you to the Snap-on customers for buying the tools. So it's a great opportunity for us to speak to them but not have to yell. So they appreciate it. Like I say, the brand speaks for itself. It's quality. So we're tickled to have them.
Well, thank you so much, man. Look, after 32 some years of blasting down the track, pulling 4Gs, what keeps you pushing to do this, man?
It's amazing because you never get used to these cars. Like, my eyes still burn like everybody else. They're still loud, but they accelerate. Every run is like a new run. You never know what they're going to do, but I feel like I have a little bit less stress because I kind of know what the car is supposed to do and what it feels like to make a good run. So, like I said, as a driver, yeah, I've got a few miles on me, but I think in this sport, you can still be a little older and still be able to perform at a high level. So that's what I look at as I don't feel like I'm a deficient guy in this driver's seat. If anything, I hope I can bring something to it. But the day's going to come, hey, I'm an owner and I have a fast car. The day's going to come where, hey, I'm going to want to look at a younger driver and somebody, to replace me so I can maintain ownership and maybe tune that guy into a championship or gal, whoever. So, but it's a business. I look at it as a business. It has to make sense down the road, but I'm not looking, I'd say another 4 or 5 years in this seat, I'm good.
Hey, I know you're running tight on time. You got a last qualifying run. Again, we're blessed to be with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We love you, brother.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
See you.
frequencies detected emanating from the heavens. Saucer-shaped objects confirmed all over the world. Unidentified flying K saucers spotted delivering Kicker's amazing new Comp Q Subwoofer. Built for precision, built for abuse, built for the future and benefit of mankind. Kicker's new Comp Q woofer leaves audiences astounded and amazed as it reveals subtleties in their favorite music in a way that is sure to make women blush and grown men cry. The surround features Kicker's variable cross-section high-roll design, allowing extended cone travel and excellent cone control. It's firmly attached to the cone, reinforced with our iconic stitching. Betsy Ross would be so proud. The injection molded solo cone and laser X cone brace combined in a single ultra-rigid unit. Venting in the brace relieves performance-robbing back pressure. All this adds up to very low distortion and amazingly clean low bass. The progressive roll blue lace spider adds even more cone control at maximum excursion. The woven tinsel leads are sandwiched between the spider and the lace for durability and long life and to prosper. The spring terminal's heavy-duty square design accepts wires as big as 8-gauge or two 12-gauge wires for multi-sub installations. The high-temp voice coil is rumored to be spun upon the looms of the gods of polyamide fiberglass, along with a reinforced former for high strength and power handling. Now, add colossal magnets, plus a cavernous bump back plate, an extended pole piece created in a single forging, the likes that haven't been seen since the creation of Poseidon's trident. And the result is a driver with superior control and effective heat dissipation that extreme performance demands. The all-new KICKER Comp Q is designed from the ground up to deliver everything you demand from a premium subwoofer. High output, deep, powerful, accurate bass, remarkably small enclosure requirements, stunning good looks, and not to mention the ability to frighten small children when turned up to 11. So there you have it. The all-new KICKER Comp Q subwoofer. Another zenith of innovation and epic majesty from KICKER.
I built my first speaker to be louder. I was playing in a band and the drummer played so loud and the keyboard that I had wouldn't play very loud, and I went to my dad and said, I need a bigger speaker. It's a Fender Bandmaster, it costs $300. He dropped the newspaper. It said, $300? Yeah, but he didn't say no. He said, is it something that we could build? And so that's how I got started building speakers. The thing that I love to see is a product that we made and get to stand back kind of anonymously and watch somebody take a look at it, listen to it, and go, wow. I think that's what really lights my fires, to make products that people enjoy and have fun with. As time went on, I heard people say, you know, KICKER's like a family. I actually didn't set out to do that. I thought it sounded kind of hokey. I thought they were insincere and just saying that. After a few years, I realized, yeah, maybe that's what we've got. And that's the key, is the good people on your team in the band that makes the band really great. Well, I think KICKER is primarily a lifestyle company. That's a little backwards of where I started. I thought we were a technology company and we would make great products, but as time went on, realized that it's about people and helping people to enjoy their life and what they do. And that's what I do, too. So share the love a little bit, I guess.
Got it. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Kicker Unmasked Live Weekly. You know it's Tuesday night, 7:30 Central Time. That's when we kick this whole show off. As you know, we try to keep the show to about 90 minutes. It's kind of become a catchphrase for me. I sincerely try to keep it to that. We'll see what we can do tonight to make sure that happens. Before we get into all the fun and the shenanigans that go on here at Kicker Unmasked Live, I do want to take just a few minutes, or not minutes, but a few moments. We actually had an industry veteran pass away over the weekend. And I noticed here in the feed, Brad Manning obviously knew the gentleman as well as Mr. Mike Penny. He was a rep for many, many years, worked for a rep firm of ours. So I'm just going to bring the comment up on screen here for a second. I agree with Brad. I'm just going to let you guys know that he was a veteran in the industry, worked for us here for Kicker for probably the last year and a half, 2 years. Great guy, loved car audio. He was passionate about what he did. And let's just have a few moments of silence for him, and then we will roll into the rest of the show. Great guy. Sorry to see him pass. If you do know Mike, be sure to reach out to the family and let them know that you're in their thoughts and prayers. And if anybody out there is watching, condolences from the entire Kicker crew. So with that said, welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning into the show. If this is your first time here, I want to give you a little bit of instructions. If this is your second or third or fourth time, you know how we do it here on the show tonight. We actually do a giveaway every Tuesday night. We start it right at, most people think we start at 7:30. We actually, we call it the pre-roll. So at 7:15, Ernie has some of the Kicker commercials, product reels, things like that rolling. So we kick it off at 7:15. We run it up until 8:30. And at 8:30, we cut it off and we draw winners and we announce winners at or before 9 o'clock-ish here on the show. To enter that contest tonight, when you get a chance, you just want to go to kicker.com and the actual page is /UM Weekly. And real quick here, Ernie, if you can bring up my laptop as just an asset real fast. I'm going to bring it up here on the page. So for those of you who are new to the show, or if this is your 32nd time coming in, hopefully we've been here that long, this is the link, kicker.com UM Weekly. You can see I actually opened this page about 57 minutes ago, so that's why it shows it's not open. But we got the grand prize tonight. We're going to give away a set of Cush NC canceling headphones, plus a Kicker car tag, and one of those awesome limited edition Kicker Unmasked Live t-shirts. Second place, we're doing Cush BT wireless headphones. Man, that's an awesome prize. Man, JW must be feeling generous tonight. Kicker car tag, and of course the Unmasked Live t-shirts. And then third place tonight, we're going to do a set of EB300 earbuds, that car tag, and the limited edition Kicker Unmasked Live t-shirt. So if this is your first time, that's how easy it is. Just open yourself up another window, go to kicker.com /UM Weekly, one word, just like you see it on the screen here. That'll get you to the Kicker page. Scroll to the bottom. It's real easy. All you have to do is say, here, I agree to join the Kicker newsletter, accept the privacy terms and policies. Then the button here will light up green that says continue. Click that continue button. You'll be into the registration process. It's easy from there. Now, we do have you click that button to agree to accept the Kicker newsletter. You're going to get an email. If you don't want to continue receiving the Kicker newsletter, you can opt out of it at that point. If you do want to get the newsletter, it's about a once-a-month thing we do. It's got all the great things that we're doing here at Kicker as far as events, new products that are coming out down the pike, all that sort of cool information from Kicker. So if you're interested in that kind of info, check it out. Now, along with that, we're in this habit of doing these longer giveaways. We actually do something a little bit longer. And the one that's currently going on right now and has been going on for about the last 4 weeks is the conjunction or partner or collab, if you want to call it that we're doing with Brian Schmidt over at Mobile Solutions. And this is a huge contest. Now, this contest is running from me talking right now until midnight, October 4th. So you can do this after the show. You don't have to do it right now, but you want to go enter. I'm really cool to see here. We're up to 110,070 entries. So obviously there's some interest in this. But if you go to the page, check it out. This one's going to be at kicker.com /giveaway. And if Ernie gets a chance, he can just pop the screen up and show it and come back whenever he wants. But this is the Kicker and MasterTech Expo giveaway. And basically you're going to win a seat to this 2-day seminar. Kicker is picking up a plane ticket for you to fly there and back. We're picking up your hotel room to stay there for the event, and we're giving you $350 cash, basically a stipend, so you can use it to buy food, drinks, whatever you need to while you're on the road enjoying this wonderful event. And we're very honored and pleased to be doing this in conjunction with Brian Schmidt and Mobile Solutions. He's the guy over there at Mobile Solutions. So check this contest out. You can enter this one any time of day. It's 24 hours a day up until midnight, October 4th. We will then come back, we will draw the winner on that and announce them on the October 5th show. So those, if you're new to the show, be sure you hit that nightly giveaway, which is Weekly. And then, of course, the big contest we're running. If you're into car audio fabrication, learn how to do things cool, new, different, learn how to use all those great tools that 12-volt or Mobile Solutions has to offer, you need to go check that out because they have a wonderful selection of 12-volt tools and accessories that are really geared to our industry. And with that said, hey, Ernie, thank you. You got me up there. I want to go to, since we've already started on the computer, let's go back real quick, Ernie. Go ahead and put me up in there. Speaking of events, obviously this is Kicker Unmasked Live Weekly. It's an event. We do it here every Tuesday night. But if you're interested in other things Kicker is involved with outside or maybe even inside of Stillwater, go to the Kicker page. Bill Frog, he's done a great job setting this up here. Just go to the Kicker page, go to the events area. As you can see, that's right here. Scroll down. I guess if I got to click events, and they'll actually come up. There we go. And you can see right here, Bill has listed the events that will be coming up involving the Kicker crew. Now, the 2021 Car Audio Championships that's going on in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, we are a sponsor for that event as well. If you were on last week's show, you know that Kicker personnel will not be attending. We've actually been put underneath the travel restriction because of the current uprising COVID cases that have been going on, but we are still sponsoring the event. Fantastic show. If you're into that, go check it out. We are a big sponsor for that show. On top of that, we're also sponsoring Midwest SPL Finals, and that's going to be in Sedalia, Missouri, and that is October 24th. We're also sponsoring that event. Big shout out to Steve over there. He reached out. We're working with him to sponsor that event, so Kicker's a part of that one. And then last but not least, the reason you're tuned in here tonight is the Showdown and the Great Las Vegas Taco Festival. This is actually happening the weekend after SEMA. So SEMA show wraps up on Friday. This show kicks off Friday, I think Friday night actually, but it's really a Saturday, Sunday show. So it's November 6th, November 7th, and we're going to get into all the details on that show with our good friend, Mr. Steve Barber from SHTNONM. And I know somebody in the feed said they were just waiting for me to say that. So SHTNONM will be joining us here in just a little bit. Mr. Steve Barber, and he's actually got a few guests he's brought along for the ride. We're going to talk all about not just events, but this event, which is going to be a really, really good time. So I think that covers just about everything from my laptop for right now. We got the nightly contest, the Mobile Solutions contest. Guys, do me a big favor. Don't do it right now. But on the way out the door tonight, if you like the content that we're producing here on Kicker Unmasked Live Weekly, we have one very small favor to ask you, just one. On the way out, if you could hit that thumbs up button and let us know that you're enjoying the content on this page, we really appreciate it. It's an indicator for us that you're enjoying the content. It's a great way for us to show the guys we report to, our bosses, the only thing they understand is spreadsheets and numbers. But it lets them know that what we're doing, that you guys appreciate and enjoy, and it gives us a little more leverage or buying power to actually do different things in the studio, buy different gear to do demos and tests. I know a lot of you out there have seen the Science of Wire that we did, where we actually did analysis and comparison of wire, and so we have to buy parts and accessories to make all that happen. So giving us a thumbs up. As you know, we don't monetize this video. We never will. It's not about that. It's about having fun, talking about car audio, talking about the Kicker world and everything we're involved with. But if you can just give us a big thumbs up on the way out, if you've enjoyed the content, we'd love it. If you don't enjoy the content, or better yet, if you got an idea of something you'd like to see on the show, begging you, please hit up Bill Frog, and that is, his email is social@kicker.com. And drop in that inbox anything you'd like to see. If you got an idea of a product you'd like for us to go more in depth on, like maybe the L7T that we did the full tear apart here, that was really a cool show. If you want to see different comparisons or demos of technology or products or science, a guest, anything that's in your mind that you'd like to see us cover here on the show, man, drop that into Bill Frog's inbox. He's part of the team. He brings it up and we get to talk about it. We'd love to hear your ideas. So remember, that's social@kicker.com. Let us know what you like about the show, what you want to know about, what you'd like to see on the show, and we will work to make those things happen, because we do this show for everyone who tunes in every Tuesday night, and man, we sure appreciate you. So thank you for tuning in. So like and subscribe on the way out. We certainly appreciate that. Events, we've got that taken care of. I'm just looking down at my house. I call it housekeeping. See, we've got taken care of here. And tonight, wasn't really part of the show, but I do look at the comments as they're coming up. I can't obviously see them all here as I'm looking at the camera, but one that did come up is from Train. Two things he brought up. First one is he asked about a shirt. So Train, if you want a shirt and haven't got it yet, please reach out to Bill. Send him an email. We send out lots of product every week. People get their stuff typically no problem, but if If we need to track that down and find out did it get shipped? If it did get shipped, did it get lost? And if it got lost, we'll see what procedures we need to go through and get that taken care of for you. But I did notice the comment you were asking about shirt. If you've won one and you've let us know, I guarantee it's been sent out. But mistakes happen and things get lost in the mail. So please reach out to Bill and let us figure that out. We do want to get that taken care of. And then you also brought up another and you said, you want a fan art segment. And you know what? I think that's a really good idea. So here's what I'm going to tell everyone who's tuned in. If you're an artist, or if you have a Kicker audio system, or if you have an audio system that's just got some Kicker gear in it and other stuff in the car, whatever you've got, send those pictures, send that art, send whatever you'd like to see on the show to social@kicker.com. That gets you into Bill Frog's box, obviously, as we've said. Send all that stuff our direction. When we get a nice little pile of it collected together, we'll actually do a segment and show that stuff here on the screen and talk about it. And maybe we'll even have some of you guys come in and join us. So if you guys send us something that's really neat and interesting, we might reach out to you and get you on the show for 5-10 minutes so we can talk about it. So if you have some art, if you're an artist, if you got that kind of talent, show us what you got. Send it to social@kicker.com. If it's just your audio system, you're proud of what you installed, you'd like to see a picture of it on the show, maybe if it's really worth talking about, we'll get you on the show to discuss your system a little bit. We'd love to go down the road with those concepts. So Train, thanks for that. That's a really good idea. And so if you have anything like that, please drop it in to social@kicker.com. We would love to see it. So with that said, that's kind of housekeeping for the night. We were just going to have our special guest, Steve Barber from SHTNONM join us and talk about the big event, but he's actually got 2 more people joining him to talk about the events and things that are going on, which I think is great. So this is going to be a great discussion about the Showdown event that's coming up in Vegas. But if you watch the teaser video, I told you we might have some special guests in the studio. And so we do have a couple guests special in the studio. Ernie, will you bring up my laptop real quick for an asset just real fast? And what I'd like to show here is ProAudio Center. Our boys from over there are fantastic. They do work that is above and beyond. When you see their installs they post on Instagram and Facebook, every time I see one, I'm like, man, just looking at it, I know it sounds good. These guys are just artists at what they do. And so we have Jimmy Ham, who is one of the co-owners of ProAudio Center, and we got his right-hand man, Mike Flanagan, who's joined him, and they actually drove over to Stillwater through Dallas. It's all about food. If you just want to know, it's just all about food. But ProAudio Center is here with us tonight, and Jimmy does a lot of events too. I mean, he's a very event-oriented guy. So I'm going to ask, if you want to go ahead and take that off screen and take us back to camera, Ernie, you can. So I'm going to look over to my left.
How are you, sir?
And welcome to the studio.
Great to be here, for sure.
Mr. Jimmy Ham.
Yep.
And Mr. Mike Flanagan.
Hello, sir.
Pick a seat. Which one do you like?
I'll take this one.
I'll take this one.
So we're gonna have a packed show tonight. I mean, there's us 3, and then it looks like there's 3 people going to join us. So between the good news is our screen will be very small, so no one will see us.
There you go.
That's the benefit to being here. But we have Mike and Jimmy joining us, and I mean this sincerely when I say it. Jimmy is one of our elite dealers. I'll put it that way. He does a fantastic job, not just for Kicker, but all the brands he represents. And I'm blessed to be able to call Jimmy and Mike friends. I mean, I love hanging around with them, going out and breaking bread, or sitting around the fire pit last night and having a drink.
That was awesome.
I want to do some more of that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But I am very happy for Jimmy because he recently acquired something. It's I don't know if I want to call it a toy or if I want to call it a passion or just pure pleasure on 4 wheels.
Engineering experiment.
Engineering experiment.
An investment.
An investment. Let's call it an investment.
Yeah.
So, and I am happy for him beyond belief, but at the Country Stampede, these gentlemen and wife and family came up and they hung around with us at Country Stampede, and he told me all about it, and they were actually leaving Country Stampede, which was up in Topeka, and they were driving to Nashville.
Right.
Went to Nashville to pick up his new toy.
Yeah.
And it is a Tesla Plaid S.
Right.
Or Tesla S Plaid. I guess it's Tesla S Plaid.
Right now, just Plaid says it all.
Just Plaid says it all.
There will be an X Plaid at some point, but yeah.
So it's when he told me about it and showed me a picture and everything, I mean, I was sincerely excited and happy for him because I know how cool they are. And Mr. Steve Irby here, he has a Tesla, is that an X?
Y.
A Y. So that's the small SUV. So Steve, it's a long story. I'll use the word had. Steve had a Tesla Y, but that's a story for another show.
Right.
And so Steve's Tesla Y was the first time I'd ever had an experience in an electric vehicle.
Right, yeah, sure.
And I thought it was all that in a bag of chips.
Yeah.
until Jimmy ruined me.
I'm sorry.
And so Jimmy comes in, and of course he wanted to come visit and see us in the show. So let's get you on the show. If you're going to come visit and show, let's get you on the show and talk about it. So before we get into some detail, Ernie, have you got the video queued up?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so let me just give you a little preface to this. So Jimmy's here, and of course we're at dinner last night, and great dinner and everything, and you could just tell it's getting to that point where I want to ask for a ride in the car. I want to go see the car, and he wants to ask me to go take a ride in the car, but it's that dance. And finally, he just gets on the table and says, "Want to go to the car?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go to the car." So we go out to the car, and it's a technological marvel. I mean, it's got cameras everywhere. It saw us. It shot a video as we walked up to it.
Yep.
And so we go out, and I get to experience the Tesla S Plaid, and wow. Wow is, I mean, there's really no way I can fully express what it's like to feel the acceleration in a Tesla S Plaid. But we can probably show you a little bit of what's like, because Lori, who is the sales manager here in Kicker and is over Jimmy's
Absolutely, our regional,
his territory, she went out with us in the Tesla S Plaid this afternoon, and we got to experience a little bit of 0 to 40 mile an hour acceleration.
Right.
And Ernie, show us what that looks like. Just so you know, I'm in the back seat, as you can see, and this is the other camera view. I'm in the back seat. So this is a Tesla S Plaid. For those who don't know, what's beyond ludicrous speed? What is it, Jimmy?
It's Plaid.
Oh my God! And for the record, that was not any acting in the car. It literally, it takes your breath away, the acceleration that car has. Why did you want a Tesla S Plaid? What made you want one?
I mean, you do a little research on it. A lot of respect for a company that's doing some engineering like that. My hat's off to them. Same way I like to see everything that Kicker's coming up with. I look at other companies out there and I kind of see what they're doing. I'm like, wow, these people have really put something into that. So I wanted to learn some more about it, and obviously it's some fun. So we're having some fun with it.
I'm going to tell you what, that car, and of course, this is funny, he just chimed in here. So Basshead Productions, that's Drew.
Right, yeah, Drew's been in it.
You said earlier, Drew got a ride in it as well.
He came up, we were doing a little work on his truck, working with him, and yeah, he got one of the first rides in it.
So Drew, we heard about your ride in it. I don't know, Drew, I'll admit it. I mean, I'm a 54-year-old guy, and riding in that vehicle, I felt like a kid again. The closest thing I could even tell you to what it was like, and I'm not even saying it's more than that, is I grew up as a teenager and a young kid, and I love roller coasters. Mm-hmm. And the taller the better. I just love fall tall, and I always ride first car, first row. That's the only way to experience a coaster.
Right.
So you're up there, you get the top, you're hanging because it doesn't let go till the last. So you're just hanging, looking down and waiting, and then it finally just lets go, and there's all that force and G's.
Yeah.
Okay, the best roller coaster I've ever ridden would probably be a 5 or a 6 on the 10 scale compared to what I got to experience in your car.
Yeah.
So it's just insane. I just
a lot of fun.
There was definitely some sharting on him going on. Let me tell you, it was happening. It's John. Hey Ernie, play that video again. It's hilarious. You got to play it again. Can you play it again? Do it again. Do it again.
Do it again.
It is beautiful beach footage. Just so you know, I'm in the back seat, as you can see, and this is the other camera view. I'm in the back seat. So this is a Tesla S Plaid. For those who don't know, what's beyond ludicrous speed? What is it, Jimmy?
It's Plaid.
Oh my
God! We want to make sure you were awake for the show, please.
It really does take several years off your face when your skin peels back like that.
It was. I'm trying to remember who it was. God, what were the actors? I think was it Steve Martin and Dan, the guys who played in Spies Like Us. You remember that movie?
Right.
Okay, there's a part in that movie where they get in and they ride in that centrifuge machine,
yeah.
And then they walk out and their faces are just pulled out. Call me, sounds good to me. That's what I experienced in the Plaid today. I got my face peeled back.
Nice.
Permanent smile.
Nice.
Permanent smile. So I will tell you guys, we're going to end the show right at 9 o'clock because I need another ride in the Tesla. I reached in my wallet earlier, I pulled out a $20 bill and said, how many rides can I get for this? Because it's like I'm buying tickets at the carnival.
Yeah.
So thanks for tolerating and putting up with us on that. I thought it'd be cool to talk about that. The Plaid is, Kip gets into cheetah stance when he's about to pounce on some wings from B-dubs.
Absolutely.
Thanks for that, Tony. That's awesome. Living Loud with Andy. You know, Andy, I don't know where that is or what it is, but I need. Oh, Kennywood. I know what you're talking about now, Andy. Here's the thing, real quick. This show, you never know where we're going to go with the show.
Right.
So I was actually watching, I think it was on the Discovery Channel here a couple years back, and it was actually a show that was talking about roller coaster enthusiasts, people who would travel the world to ride roller coasters.
Sure.
That's what they're all about. Mm-hmm. And they said that the collection, the best collection of roller coasters in the world exists between Kings Island, which is around Cincinnati, Ohio.
Right.
Cedar Point, which is Sandusky, Ohio, and Kennywood Park, which is in Pennsylvania. Now, as a teenager growing up, or even on, sometimes on Monday morning, school just doesn't feel like it's happening.
Right.
So being buddies, we'd play a hooky day, and we would get in the car and either drive to Kings Island or Cedar Point, and we'd enjoy, because especially on a Monday or Tuesday, you can ride all the coasters you want over and over and over and over. And so I never appreciated that I grew up around, I've never been to Kennywood, but I'd love to go. That's the one I haven't been to. Between Cedar Point and Kings Island, I've experienced what they consider 2/3 of the best parks for roller coasters in the world.
Wow, just right there.
So when I say my reference for what it feels like to go over a coaster is coasters, and I'm comparing it to your car, I've experienced 2/3 of the world's best, and that's my reference.
Wow.
And they're nothing compared to your car. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's been years. What was it? At Cedar Point was the Magnum, I think that thing was called.
Yes, Magnum XL.
And then the one at Kings Island is the Beast.
Yes.
Yeah, been on both of those.
Those are fantastic coasters. Man, the comments are flying. So I hope, thanks for enjoying that with us. But Jimmy is here, Mike's here. Obviously the car is fun, and I'm tickled to death for you. I'm happy for you.
I'm happy to share the fun. So where else could you go get a laugh like that, a giggle? Right. It just comes out.
I'm not even embarrassed, guys. I mean, that video shot, I'm giggling like a 6-year-old boy, and that's fine because it is awesome. It's just, it rocks.
Yeah.
But that being said, obviously, Jimmy and Mike, their day job, which they need to get away from for a little bit, which is why they're here, is building fantastic vehicles. And I don't just mean cars. I'm talking about boats, ATV, UTV, Jeeps. I don't think there's, I know you call them, I didn't know this until today, you called them Tesla screens. I know you guys do a lot of Lynx well.
Yeah, Lynx well, yep.
And apparently you do really well with those. And
do
people
really well with them. People
they want
love
the Tesla screen.
We line them up too, yep, and they call it Tesla screens.
So we showed footage on here a while back. You guys actually had a kid who was working for you, I don't know, part-time or full-time.
Yeah, it's a piece of full-time.
And he had a smart car. And had four
KICKER QL712s.
QL712s on a single 2400.
Single 2400. And we had a lot of fun with it, a lot of fun building it, a lot of fun showing it. But now we call it version 1.0 because there's version 2.0.
Okay, so version 1.0 is pretty cool. I think I could be mistaken, but I think Drew even got to experience that car.
Yeah, it did. Steve Duncan and those guys down at the scraping. Yep.
So
Jonathan Price was down with it. Yep.
I know Ernie's got some pictures back there. Is that right, Ernie? And is there a video?
There's video of the ceiling, yes.
Of the ceiling?
Yeah, just real slight. It's really just teaser picture videos right now. I mean, we are just ready to release this, but it's not quite there, but it's enough of a teaser. You can see where we're going with it.
So this is kind of like before you launch it through your site and everything,
right?
You're getting a true
This is the first time we put it out there at all. First time. So
this is Smart Car 2.0.
Smart Car 2.0, and we started doubling up everything. Oh, and this is a fun one too. So we have strapped, if you will, two 2400s together to have what we lovingly call a KXA 4800.2 now.
It's killer.
So we're driving the 40. Yeah, there's our prototype strap for strapping the two amplifiers. So I know you guys out there get a real kick out of that. So who said you can't strap a couple of KICKER amplifiers together?
That is just crazy.
But yeah, so and it's still driving the same box setups. Obviously the doors have changed a lot more power there. The whole tailgate setup on it. We doubled the power in the whole car all the way around. And then, because it is a smart car, it's basically a plastic car.
Right.
We had to get nuts reinforcing the car this time. We knew we were losing a lot of energy before, so we have steel reinforced the crap out of this little car and just trying to find what we can get out of it. And in the end, we're finding some interesting numbers in this car.
So guys, so Ernie, stay on this picture for a second. So what we've got here, so let's go back over. And
Right.
Tony, you know you have fat sound when your amp has a belt.
That's
That's pretty good, Tony. That's a good one. So this is a smart car,
Right.
4 Q-Class L712s,
Right.
2,400 per pair.
Per pair.
And you're doing a 55.5
55.5
at what
and
frequency?
37 hertz.
A 55.5
If you
at
could,
37.
it might show if it's zoomed in
Yeah,
on
if
the
you could
picture.
zoom
So
in, you could
I
actually,
can't do anything
Yeah,
from here. I don't know if Ernie can.
Probably easier for them. But yeah, it shows
37
right there.
hertz.
37 hertz.
What we'll do, hey, Ernie will take this picture when we
Yeah.
get back to talking. He can process it in Premiere and do a close-up on it. Can't you,
Yep.
Ernie?
Ernie says, sure, why not?
Ernie's the miracle
Thanks,
man.
Skip.
Hey,
When he's not
I'm
doing
just thinking,
anything.
Ernie's going to pay me back for this. I'll be chasing red lights here in just a second. I can just feel it happening. But, so this is, when you showed me, you sent me these pictures in a text here, and I was just blown, because the first one you sent me, I thought was a 53?
Yeah. When we first getting it fired up, getting it tuned in, starting finding the numbers and stuff, working our way around, getting it tweaked out, and hey, it's there now. It's rocking.
So 55.5 out of a smart car,
Right.
4 L7, sealed box.
Sealed box.
Not a
Sealed
ported
box.
box.
And, sealed box is what that car needed. You can't argue with the results.
What's clamp power on that score? Good question, Sam Dunn, and I think actually you know.
It's got to be about 4,000 watts total.
So it's clamping about 4K total power on the
Yep,
subs.
Yep.
So there's your answer, Sam. Thank you for asking. If anyone else has any questions, throw them into the feed. If they're good ones, JW or I tried to catch as many as I can, but JW really, he covers my butt on this.
Yep.
If you see any great ones back there, throw them up there, JW, so we can answer them. But the, about 30 minutes. Yeah, hey, 7:56, Kicker just brought up there. Keep in mind, it's about 34 minutes to enter tonight's contest. Remember, that's kicker.com/UM Weekly. Be sure you go hit that. This is going to sound more accurate and sealed. I'm going to bring this up. Larry Keller, Kip, are the Solo X10s going to sound more accurate in a sealed box? What's the recommended sealed box size? Larry, that's a good question. I can tell you this. I don't want to make any blanket statement about what's going to be the box size, sealed versus ported or anything like that. I don't want to make a blanket statement yet because we are still in the final stages of tweak, tune, and getting those finalized. Is it going to work in a sealed box? Yes. Is it going to work in a ported box? Yes. Is it going to work in a fourth order bandpass if you're trying to do a really big boost and concentrate on a certain frequency? Yes. It's going to be capable of doing all that. The Solo, the L7X, Solo X family, but L7X is that driver. You're looking at 10 is going to have about 3.2 inches of peak-to-peak mechanical travel. So and I've heard it in a sealed box, sounds great in a sealed box. You put it in a car and you get cabin gain. If you're just after some smooth, low, deep, tight, and you really want to accentuate the output that you're wanting to have in your car, from that 20 hertz to that 50 hertz range, you're wanting a whole lot more of that. That's where L7X is going to give you a lot more of that, as long as you got the power to make it do it, than say even a Q-Class L7, because it's got a lot more throw. And a lot of people don't know this. Pick a number, any number, pick a frequency. So I'll just start, let's just start at 100 hertz. And let's say you want to play 100 dB at 100 hertz. I don't know how far the woofer's moving, but call it X. If you want to play half an octave down, so you want to play 50 hertz, and you want to play it at that same 100 dB level, it's got to move 4 times X. So if that woofer is moving 2 millimeters to get you what you want at 100 hertz at 100 dB, it's now got to move 8 millimeters to do it at 50 hertz. Now you want to do the same thing. You want to have that same amount of output, but now you want to do it at 25 hertz. That 8 millimeters becomes 32 millimeters. Nice. So as you can see, if you want to maintain high output levels at low frequencies, it takes a lot of stroke to get it out of a driver. And in the end, as far as a total output, which you're going to get in a car, comes down to 2 things, and it's no different than an engine in a car: bore and stroke. How much cone is there, and how far is it moving? And it's really the reason why we developed the concept of the L7 square subwoofer in the beginning, is because that extra cone area that you get from a square driver gives you anywhere from 20 to 23% more cone area to excite the air. Now you take that concept and now you couple it with what we're doing with L7X, which is going to have that kind of throw. It's going to be a monster.
Absolutely it is.
I'm
excited.
I know Jimmy, we have conversations all the time where Jimmy's got some of these project vehicles are just sitting in the background waiting. He's like
Just sitting there lining them up.
Yeah,
What are we getting? When can we get something?
Where are we at on L7X? I got an idea.
You guys know it takes a while to plan it out, so we're right there.
So it's going to be cool. So I think the final thing left, if you've got a video from the car.
No, I don't think there's another video.
Did he play the video already? Play the video.
Oh yeah, the little center.
That's perfect.
There. Which that's actually a cosmetic cover that Mike built to cover the steel reinforcements down the center too. And I will tell you, we've been breaking some crap in that car. As you guys knows what happens when you start pushing those kind of numbers at low frequencies. But it's legitimately fun. It's just amazing though when somebody goes, "That was a smart car."
That was a smart car.
Yeah.
So. Guys, you have any? I'm just going through here to see if there's any questions. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. High Five Vega.
Yeah.
Boom. Mike Flanagan, are you going to make it to the EMMA finals in Bentonville?
Yes, I will be there. I'll be judging for Mecca at that finals.
So there you go.
Yep.
He is going to be there, Mr. High Five Vega. So plan to hang out with this gentleman. Be sure you bring some Jameson.
Or a friend named Jameson.
Or Crown. I guess either one.
Or water.
Or water. Jameson is water.
Oh, yeah.
Where's that? Oh, boom. Thank you, sir. God, Ernie's all over it.
Yep, there it is.
So there it is.
It said centered on 37, yeah.
Centered on 37 hertz.
Yep.
So the smart cart you guys have put together, besides being 155.5 dB, it's at 37 cycles.
Yep.
That's just insane.
Yep.
I hate to, it'll be interesting. I know you experiment and play around. Let's pretend you did a direct swap into L7Xs when that happens. Would there be an increase?
Man, I don't know. It could be. If not, we'll just have to build something around the L7X.
That's true.
We're certainly not scared to try it.
Bassaholic Productions, I need to bring my Duramax up to y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Get your ears in and let me know what I can improve SQ-wise. You know, Drew?
Come on.
Obviously, we made we've talked about this in the previous show about how we're shutting down. There's no traveling. We've kind of locked the facility back down due to COVID uprise here in the facility and outside. We got permission to have these guys come on board here today. But when we get a little bit looser here, I'd love to have you come. Absolutely.
And he's certainly welcome up at our shop anytime, too. He can run up there and we'll do some tuning with it.
I mean, this guy's probably forgot more about SQ than I'll know. So, you can definitely ask Mike here. He is definitely on his game when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do, obviously, I wanted to talk about the Plaid because that's bad.
It's just fun, right?
It's just awesome. And I want to talk about that smart car because look for more coming from the smart car because we don't even know if that's everything it's got. I mean, you guys are just now getting into it.
That was literally just a couple of days before we rolled up here, so we don't know.
We don't know. And then the last thing I wanted to touch with you guys before we get to our guests, Steve Barber and Jeremiah and Jesse, if I remember right. Hopefully I remember that correctly. You sent me some photos, and you've been playing around with, finally, some of the KSMT tweeter pods have shipped, and it looks like you've put those in a car.
Absolutely. My wife's 2012 Honda CRZ, to be a matter of fact.
So tell us, what do you got hooked up to it? What other gear are you using, and what's your initial impression on a product like that?
So it's the JVC, is that KZ1000?
Yeah, the 10-inch floating screen JVC.
Yeah, the 10-inch floating screen. Factory amplifier. Factory door speakers, disconnected the tweeters in the dash.
Right.
And up until last Saturday, the factory 8-inch sub in the back, all on the factory amplifier. Right. Everything in the car.
He's doing a real world, like customer come in, what can we offer? In just a really short amount of time. This is a real world application.
Exactly. That's why I kind of wanted to talk about it because this is, you are an SQ guy, you pull no bones about it, and you put a set of those in there. So I was really want to know your impression. You talked about what you've got, where you're going with it. The other cool thing you did that I saw is you took the factory enclosure, the factory subwoofer module, and you modified it and put an L7T in there.
An 8-inch L7T, right. It's...
I think I saw him wedging it in there, kind of jumping up and down on it a little bit. But he's got a big foot and it fits.
It's going to fit. I'll make it.
Back strap, the whole works.
You could have a belt on it too.
Yeah.
That might become like a ProAudio Center trademark.
It might need to. So.
No punch and blow the belt.
Nice.
Wow. Those things are impressive. I mean, of course, basically no bigger than a hole you would drill for the 3/4 inch tweeter that's on it.
Right.
And you mount the whole thing in there. You have a mid and a tweet. It can be run active. It comes with its own passive networks. And I wanted just to see. I wanted to bolt them in and literally bolt them in. Had the aftermarket radios, so I got to play with some EQ. Very limited on time alignment, but I got the dang thing to image and center and actually very wide, nice, clean sound.
And he's like, Jimmy, you got to come listen to this, you know.
Right.
So, and that was our actually first when we got them in. I mean, like the next day he's putting them in so we can find out what's going on with them.
Well, that's
I mean,
how you
it's
find
impressive.
out what
exactly.
it will do. You got to put it in a vehicle.
Well,
Right.
one of the things about ProAudio that I love is every new piece of equipment goes to my desk, and then Jimmy and I look at it, and it goes to testing,
Right.
and we test everything. And I am proud to say that is probably one of my favorite things that has come from Kicker. It is a wonderful piece of equipment.
Yep.
I'm humbled that you say that because I know what your reference is. You know,
Right.
for our perspective, the reason we even pursued a product like that is we were looking. I mean, obviously, if you look around, you see lots of picture adjusting A-pillars, trying to modify them to
Right.
hold a 3 or a 4
Right.
and a tweeter. It's
Sure.
kind of a big deal. But if you're going to go to that kind of length to modify an A-pillar, it's a lot of money and time.
Right.
Yep.
And so obviously Steve and Aaron and the guys who worked on this, they were like, how can we find a quicker drop-in, looks good aesthetically, blends into a car solution to get you that, not just a tweeter up here, but a mid and a tweeter to get you that, what you've experienced. And
Right.
I think they hit a home run on that.
did.
They did, absolutely.
So it's really good to get, real world experience
Right.
from someone who's thrown them in. And I know you said your next step is you want to put a key 200.4 up there.
Right.
Put a key 200.4 up there, and then going to do the 500.1 key on the sub in the amp in the back.
Perfect setup.
Perfect.
Real world application. Wouldn't even take much time to put it in, actually.
Right.
No.
And it's just unreal how far it takes you.
All from my wonderful wife. She was the one that got
That's
me
the
back
best
into
part.
car audio when I'd gotten out of it.
We got to have somebody to blame.
Right.
I mean, it's not your fault.
Then she let me have her Trailblazer to build. A lot of people don't know that, and it became the world champion it was or is. And now she's bought this car, and she's like, no. And I was like, what? She says, no stereo unless it can go totally hidden. I said, well, can I have a little bit of area on the dash? And she's like, yes. I was like, okay. So that's where we're at. Everything in the car will be in the stock
So
locations.
he's kind of easing her into it a little bit
It's
because
just
the
just
rest
a
of the
little
story with the Trailblazer was the rule she had was it can't have a wall at it. And he's like, okay, no wall.
Yeah.
And now when he got through, he was like, should have just done a wall.
Right.
Come on, just the pods.
Just the pod. So
And then it'll be
but
just the amps.
But so
And
far,
then-
she's really smiling about the upgrade. So.
Oh yeah, she loves
Yeah.
it. She's a SQ head herself.
Yeah.
She was a USAC champion in 2011 with a build, and just incredible woman, incredible wife.
Well, that's awesome. Glad to hear that. So that's a real world experience or testimonial.
Yep.
Glad you're experiencing and enjoying them. I can't wait to hear how it sounds in your eye
Yep.
after you get a key hooked up to it, because I think it'll literally
Oh,
take
it'll
it to that
definitely
next
take
level.
it. Yep.
Right.
I really think it will. Quick question. I saw it here, so I want to take it. I know there's some newer comments down below, but the way StreamYard works, I have to pause or else I'll lose them. So Joseph Barina, will there be a carbon fiber recone option for the L7X if one wants one? Well, Joseph, that's a good idea. I can't say currently there is a carbon fiber cone option for the L7X, but this show is about you letting us know what you guys would like to see in future products and things like that. So a comment like that, obviously I'm going to log it in and I'm going to take that up the food chain and into some of the meetings I participate in when it comes to design. But if you have any input like that on any current Kicker product or new upcoming Kicker product that you'd like to see as far as those kinds of things, yeah, I'd love to see, I'm all about carbon fiber cone, or I'm all about paper cone, or whatever it might be. We love to hear those comments. Drop those down, throw them into social@kicker.com. That gets them into Bill Frog's inbox. And we do take every single of those comments. We try to read them, we look at them, and try to see what makes sense for us to incorporate it. Sometimes from a cost standpoint, it doesn't make sense, so we can't do everything you ask for. But other times, if we look at it and go, it makes sense, maybe we'll do a replacement cone that could be Kevlar. You just never know. Being honest with you, right now, there is not that I'm aware of a Kevlar cone replacement for the L7X yet. But that's a good idea, and if we get enough requests for something like that, we can always look at, since it's a drop-in replacement, we can always look at doing different cone materials on that. You just simply get the L7X, and if we come up with another
just want them all.
Just want them all.
Just want them all.
I want aluminum, I want carbon fiber, give me Kevlar. I just want them all. I don't want much,
Right.
just want
Just
it all.
all.
Not picky.
So a key 5-channel amp would be wonderful. Bob Walker. Bob, we get that request a lot. We get 2 requests really, well, let me back up. We get 3. 5-channel amp, bigger power-wise. They want to see more power out of the key line, and a separate key DSP that does everything. Those are probably the three biggest things we hear about Key. We never hear anyone who experiences Key doesn't like Key. Everyone who experiences what Key can do, whether it's a Key amplifier or the Key lock, they absolutely love what those products can do. The first thing I'll say is there is actually a reason we make a 5-channel. You're looking at it right there on the table. It's the 500 watt monoblock and the 4-channel amp, and it's in 2 separate chassis. And really for us, the reason we do that is because in any modern car, sometimes finding a place to mount an amplifier can be a challenge. And a customer in a situation with a Key amp typically is not doing some kind of a trim rack or beauty rack or trying to put it on display.
Right.
They want to integrate it and hide it in the car so they don't see it. So that's under seat, behind glove box, behind rear panels where the factory sub may be. There's lots of places. So by doing these in 2 separate chassis and each one being physically smaller, it makes it easier to integrate that product into the car. Whereas in some cases, if it was a bigger amp, because if we combine those two, it's going to have to physically be about that size or maybe slightly smaller, but not much, because you got to have the heat sink to dissipate the heat and the power supplies for it and everything else. It might be more difficult to place that somewhere in the car. I won't tell you we're not considering a 5-channel option in the future, maybe a bigger 5-channel option. I won't poo-poo on your idea like that. But what I will tell you is we have a 5-channel option now. It's just the reason we chose to go this route is because in most modern car installation situations, it makes more sense to be able to break these two apart so you can hide them where you need. And from a shop that sells them every day and installs them,
Yep. This works extremely well because, I mean, we can usually start out with a 204 too and then add the 500 one too. So, but like you said, the placement is a real key thing. So, what?
No poo-poo.
No poo-poo.
Only sharting on them, no poo-poo. So with that said, move along from that. So I want to keep, are you guys okay staying on the show with me?
Yeah, sure.
So what I'd like to do is I'm looking down here in the green room to see who we got backstage here. And we got Mr. Steve Barber.
Yep.
We've got a gentleman who I've never met by the name of Jesse. And then I have met Jeremiah, I think one time out at Steve's Showdown. How you doing, Jesse? I see you with the thumbs up back there. So let's do this. JW, if you don't mind, let's bring Mr. Steve Barber in, and then he can introduce the other two guests so we know who we are talking to. Hey,
guys.
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
What's up, Steve?
How's it
You
going?
know, Steve, they're doing well. There are people that have tuned in tonight, and all they want to hear is they want to hear that Steve Barber from SHTNONM's in the house. So there's another one for you. How's that?
SHTNONM's in the house. Yeah.
How you doing tonight, Steve?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Cool.
You know, it's a pleasure to have you on, and thank you for being here tonight. You know, the good news is we are the title audio sponsor for your big event that's coming down, the Showdown. And I don't mean when I make this comparison, I'm not trying to take away from either event. But I guess the best thing I can say, do you see that back there, JW?
Yeah.
Can you fix that? It says it lost access to our Facebook account. I don't know what that means, so I'll let you handle that while I'm up here on camera, because we're still on feed, so we're good up here. Let you and Bill deal with that one. So we are proud to be the title sponsor for your event. You know, really, if you look at nationally, as far as events go that are, you know, really centered around the Basshead, big SPL community, big bass community, probably Slamology is a show that everybody knows about. And I'll back up from that and just, you know, I've been to Slamology. I've been to your Showdown show a couple times when you had it around the CES timeframe, or right after CES, actually. And I don't mean to disparage either one, because I know their properties and everyone's got their thing they're doing, but really I would call you're almost like we call the quote-unquote Slamology of the West Coast.
Well, I mean, I'm honored that you would say that, because Slamology is, I think it's the world's biggest car audio show. I don't know if there's any bigger show than that for mobile audio.
Right.
So to be compared to that is awesome. It's something we strived, or at least wanted to become the Slam of the West as years have gone by. This year may be a little different, you know, because we did move it from January to November. So a lot of people are used to having the show around January, and I've got a lot of messages about, is the show also still happening in January? Well, we moved it permanently to Sema, and the main reason was, well, I wouldn't say the main reason. There's two reasons. One was COVID. We couldn't have our 2021 show this year in January. But the other was because Sema just aligns with our crowd as far as car audio, mobile audio in general. The whole show during the week itself, it just aligns better. CES used to be that, but it just it isn't that anymore. So the show's at Sema now, and it's not slam size yet as far as car audio goes. On the other side, though, There is 25,000 plus people. There's like 1,200 show cars. I mean, it's a massive show. There's a carnival. There's 30 taco trucks. It's very big. It's just the car audio side is not quite to where Slam is yet, but we'll get there.
But when you started your show called the Showdown, like you said, it used to be at the right after CES time frame, and I attended that show either 2 or 3 years. Time flies when you're forgetting a year. But I know I saw the growth you had in your show, and it just kept getting bigger and more people interfacing and getting bigger and more people interfacing. So I think the move to SEMA, do you look at that as a positive for what you're doing as far as moving that to the SEMA time frame? Because I know for us as a company, we see a lot more value in attending the SEMA show around and participating there than we do the CES show.
This year, like I said, it's hard to say because it's the first year, but in future years, I think for sure. Just because the I wouldn't say clientele, but the people that are in town for SEMA, they're like we are. They're motorheads, they're bassheads. They do they're interested in the same stuff we are. So yes, I do think it's going to help, and I think the show will just keep getting bigger. And we are. I mean, I have got permission today to kind of mention this. So I have been working with SEMA. Yeah, barbacoa tacos. Those are my favorite right there. Yeah.
Your buddy. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Those tacos? Yeah. Oh my God. I want some of those.
I got a new spot I'll take you that is it's freaking incredible.
Better than that?
They only serve one kind of taco, and they give you like a consomme with it, and yeah, it's
all right, you know me, I'm in.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought there when we were
No, you said you got approval for an announcement with SEMA.
Oh yeah.
That you could announce.
So I pitched the idea to SEMA to have a bigger mobile audio presence there earlier this year, and it was a lot of back and forth, and then really this morning that I got the approval that they do want to do some sort of like demo activation through the week, Tuesday through Friday at SEMA. So basically we're going to try to get some crazy bass cars that are finished flawlessly, as well as very loud to do hair tricks and all that stuff. And we're going to try to bring big bass to SEMA. Scare a few people.
And you're talking about doing this. This would be actually at SEMA before your event that weekend, correct?
Yeah, it would be just, I don't know, I mean, how many people watching have been to SEMA? I know you have, but the outdoor area at SEMA keeps getting bigger and bigger. Mm. And from what they told me is that the bigger they make the outside, the more people come, because the outside is open to the public, for one, so anybody can buy a ticket and go. And it's actually more than just seeing a car sitting there or a product sitting there. You actually could jump in a drift car. There's some motocross stuff. So that's the whole deal, is they want more demonstrations, more stuff happening. So that's why they were asking for some car audio in there, or some mobile audio. Not just
and I agree with you on that. I think a lot of the outdoor stuff at SEMA continues to grow because it's more visceral. You get to experience more things. It's outdoors, and I think especially in today's time frame with what's going on, I think being outdoors helps a lot. And of course, I had to bring up this comment from Craig Bell. I mentioned tacos, and you forget what you're talking about. I'm just as bad. What did I say? You have me.
Craig knows me well enough. Yeah.
You have me at tacos. But it's then here's another one. Claude Mack, my truck's all American based solo egg, blah, blah, blah. So there's lots of comments coming in here. So obviously you're moving the show to SEMA. We're the title sponsor of that, what we're proud to do. But like you kind of alluded to, and I know that's why you've got your guests that you've brought along tonight, is it's not just the Showdown. The Showdown is actually going on in conjunction with really 2 other key events, I guess I'd say, because it's the Great Las Vegas Taco Festival. Right. Which, if anybody's watched the teaser for tonight's show, that's why we said tacos and car audio, nothing better. So you've got that going on. There's live music, I think, is what you told me. That goes on as well. And then there's a legit car show that's not just car audio; it's a car show, and all of this is going on at the same weekend, same spot. Do I have that right?
Yes, yeah. So it's at a big regional park, which used to be a golf course that was converted into a regional park. So the layout's super nice. It's all in the grass. There's some, lakes and water and stuff. But yeah, it's Jesse. I'm sure you'll be bringing him on here soon. But yeah, he's the promoter of all that. He runs 360 car shows, which I think on a previous show I explained it's named 360 because it encompasses all genres of cars. It's not just a lowrider show or a whatever kind of show. It's just an all car show. So, and like I was saying, over 1,000 cars and 30 plus taco vendors. There's also a full carnival too for the kids. So.
Nice.
So tell me why you don't want to go to this show. Anybody? Anybody? I mean, it's got everything going on. So obviously, I think this is going to be, I mean, obviously with you kind of hitching your wagon to Sema, you know, that's guys who are into performance cars and trucks, bikes, whatever it might be. I think those guys are going to be really into high performance car audio. You've got people over there for a music festival, tacos and car audio, I think, go together quite well. And then you got your show. This sounds like a winning combination, not just for growing Showdown, but this whole event looks like it's a destination event where a whole family can go and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, it's definitely something you can use as an excuse if your wife doesn't want to bring the kids, that there is a carnival and food and alcohol. So, yeah, it's all.
So with that, So with that said, real quick, I know Andy and a couple other people have chimed in here. For people who are, if you're new to the show, we do a nightly contest every Tuesday night. We kick it off right at 7:15. We close the contest at 8:30, and then we draw winners and announce them at 9 o'clock. If you're new to the show, open up another window on your laptop or your tablet or your phone, whatever you're watching this on. You got about 10 minutes. Go to kicker.com/UM Weekly, and I'm sure Bill can scroll that there. He's got it going across the bottom screen right now. You got 10 minutes going into that contest. We shut it down right at 8:30. We draw 3 winners, and we will announce them at or before 9 o'clock. So if you're new to the show, we do it every Tuesday night. It's just an hour and a little over an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes. We run that contest, let you enter, and then we pull the winner. So go check that out. You got about 10 minutes. So with that said, Steve, it would probably make sense to introduce Jesse first, or do you want to do Jeremy? Which do you think makes sense?
I mean, either or. Jesse's fine. We could talk about the car show more, and then we could bring Jeremiah on to talk about the competition side.
Jesse, you're just fine. So let's bring Jesse on, okay? Hey, Jesse.
Hey, happy Taco Tuesday.
Hey, Taco Tuesday to you as well. Good to meet you. Obviously, I'm Kip. Nice to meet you, sir. Got Mike and Jimmy here. And you obviously know that guy up on the right hand or left hand for some people out there. You know who that is. So tell us about your great Las Vegas Taco Festival. How long has it been going on? Where did you start it? How big is it? Why did you do it? I mean, we all love tacos. I guess there doesn't need to be a reason.
You know, actually, well, first of all, hey, everybody, hey, nice meeting everybody.
Yeah.
But we started off as a small fundraiser. I own a small little body shop, and we started doing car meets as a fundraisers and so on and so forth. And a lot of the guys, they wanted to go to SEMA, they couldn't go to SEMA and stuff, and so we started to do a small car show as a fundraiser right after SEMA 12 years ago.
Okay.
And then we started getting bigger, and it's got to the point where we're starting to get 300-400 cars now, and 300-400 cars. Now we had to feed the guys. So we asked the guy, I sent it out to the car club guys. I said, hey, what should we name it? They said Project Taco. And I was like, Project Taco? Yeah, and taking action, curing others. Since that's how we were raising money for different charities. We added the tacos. The taco festival got just as big as the car show. Steve and Jeremy were part of this event by doing demos at the show and so on and so forth. And Steve comes up and said, hey, let's make this a little bit bigger. I was like, hey, let's do it. Cars and tacos. And what somebody mentioned earlier, I think we're going to do a quesadilla now.
A quesadilla.
What is that?
That's awesome.
A quesadilla.
But we thought about it. It's like it's one of those shows, a family show, where you can bring your kids, your wife. When they get bored of the cars, they can go do the tacos, the lucha libre, the mariachis, the whole entertainment that we got going on, the carnival rides, and just do it more of a, like you were saying, more of a family destination, right after SEMA, and everybody come and hang out.
Well, I'm glad you put it that way, because Steve has been describing this to me as we've been talking about, and we came on board as a title sponsor for the Showdown part of it. Is it really, when you look at all the different aspects that are going on, it really, and I mean this sincerely, it feels like a destination event where an entire family can come and hang out and enjoy, a Saturday, a Sunday, both if you're really into it, because you got the music, you got the car show itself, you got guys who are into audio, you've got. I know if there's taco trucks there, they got to be some of the most amazing tacos I'll ever get to experience.
We go out and we pick the vendors that are at our event. We want everybody to experience something. We pick the best tacos in Las Vegas, and we got people coming in from Arizona, from California, also to vend tacos. And we make sure that it's a variety and it's the best that you can get in town.
Nice.
So I got a comment here from Basshead 30. He's, to go along with we got 4x6 tacos, 5x7s, and 6x9s. So, I guess it could be the size of the shell, maybe. That's a pretty interesting idea.
It's interesting, definitely. But we got, I think, Steve, we agreed on doing the whole taco eating competition this year too.
There's going to be a taco eating contest at the Showdown, and then the winner of our taco eating contest is going to go to your taco eating contest for a chance to win some Raider tickets at the big stage.
Raider tickets. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so you're going to have a taco contest over on the Showdown side, and the person who wins that goes to the taco eating contest over on the Taco Festival side?
Correct.
Yeah, so whoever wins ours is going to get a trophy and all that good stuff. And then they also get to go to the main stage to compete in the main taco eating contest for a pair of Raider tickets, I believe. That's right.
That's
so
correct.
are they going to get a break in between? Are they
need a serious
are they
break.
munching back to back?
That's the challenge.
Because if so, that guy or gal's got to have their game face on solid.
Well, we've I don't know if you saw who won the pizza eating contest the last 2 years, but he's a fairly large gentleman, and there will be a few of those guys in the contest already that have signed up. So the 6 tacos that we're going to give them aren't going to fill the
Okay. Be an appetizer.
I don't know about how we're going to feel the next morning after eating our 6 tacos. But it might be a little spicy as you go down the line.
We got the guy that's winning on the car show side is going to compete on the main stage, and the people that we picked out of the audience that's going to compete. So it's going to be like a good taco showdown towards the end of Saturday. I mean, if they don't show up on Sunday, well, we know why. But
well, we sponsored the Showdown side of it. Maybe you get someone like Ortega to sponsor the relief section. That way they've got some place to go in between contests. Hey, Rich Hancock, I agree with you, man. Can't wait to see the Solo X in action. We've actually shown some video footage that we've captured here in the labs of the Solo X, L7X. Maybe on next week's show we could break some of that back and show that. Or as I say the words, Ernie might even be that guy to go find it and show it at some point here in the show. You just never know. If he's got that back there's an asset, he might show it. But yeah, the L7X, it's going to be a beast, brother. You're going to love it when it finally hits the market. So the Great Taco Festival, car show, music. How does Jeremiah fit into all this?
Well, Jeremiah kind of is somewhat my partner in the show. We've had shows all around together, and this one just kind of was a merging of a bunch of different things. But he's the USACI regional judge here, as well as kind of somewhat make sure the competition side is doing what it's supposed to do, because managing the whole show at once is a lot. So yeah, he's the man when it comes to car audio competition and judging. He can tell you everything you need to know about it, and what's going to happen at the show, basically.
So with that said, let's go ahead, JW, if you can, sir, why don't you go ahead and bring Mr. Jeremiah Vegas-style Becker into the studio. What's up, brother?
Hey.
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
First thing I got to say, total props for the flag on your wall. I am jealous. I want one of those.
Thank you.
Is that one of those Nashville Metalworks?
Actually, it's a BHE Designs from Facebook. If you look him up on Facebook, he's a friend back in Connecticut. He's a car audio guy as well. He makes them out of his house. It's Basshead's Entertainment, BHE Designs.
I'm literally writing that down, so I want to know that. I love that.
He's made a few for me. I've got one that's got the Vegas Nights on it and a few others. But, I had to keep the traditional, that's for sure.
Does he have a website, or is he just on Facebook? How do I find him?
I would search him on Facebook. I'm not sure that he's got an actual website.
Perfect. That's where I'll go look. I love your site. I have to call that out. In today's age, proper respect for having that on your wall, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, I think I've met you one time, and it was at the Showdown out there with Steve. It might even been, was he there at the little private party we had, Steve?
I don't know. I don't think he was able to show up. I think he had just had his.
I was saving people.
Oh, you were saving people.
That's when I had to drive out to pick up Darren.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, Give us a little bit of your background, Jeremiah. I mean, tell us what got you into car audio, what got you into judging, what do you do for a 9 to 5, what do you do for fun? I mean, and how does this all tie into the Showdown and the Great Las Vegas Taco Festival? I mean, did they bribe you to get involved? Are you doing all the work and they're just taking all the credit over here on the right side of the screen? How's this working out?
Okay, so I'll start with that last question first. I'd just like to pat myself on the back for being the instigator to get this ball rolling. I've been doing shows with Jesse for years. Jesse does amazing car shows, and I've done a lot of the charity events with him. I've done the sound comps at the events with him. Started coming out, and then Jesse wanted me to add more to it, so we started doing sound comps, and we've been doing the sound comps at the Taco Festival this whole time. But like Barber was saying, we found the opportunity to make the stars align per se, and get the proper audience with Sema to get everybody in the right place at the right time. It just works out so much better. So instead of just doing our traditional sound competition, we decided to take that CES Showdown that got built up so much and move it to the right place at the right time. Jesse brings so much to this that we could never do. Barber brings so much to this event that I could never do when I started it. So at that point in time, without the two guys on the right of me on the screen, none of this would be happening. So it's pretty amazing.
So, you know, in each of your own rights, it sounds like, you know, you've had much success in what you guys have done on your own to champion, but by coming together, this sounds like it's going to be one heck of an event.
I'm stoked. Like you said, when you said Slamology, I've never been, but I see nothing but footage of it. It's an amazing event. But right now, I think this is the biggest event, car audio and car show wise, on the West Coast.
Oh, I agree with you completely. From what I've seen and everything, I think you guys have got something started there. That you combine all this together. I don't know of a bigger deal. I mean,
nope, I don't.
Now, and I say that only because, I mean, it's great having Jimmy and Mike here, but Jimmy's a good promoter himself, and Jimmy gets involved in a lot of marketing events and things to drive that, and so you've got a lot of experience in shows like this. As a matter of fact, real quick, how did you get started in car audio? What makes you an expert at competitions?
Well, was doing competitions and all, but some of the history gets lost a little bit. I actually started USAC with Ralph Randall. When you see the Mississippi thing on there, the Mississippi was our shop, ProAudio Center, right there in Richland, Mississippi. So Ralph Randall was Nacogdoches, Texas. He moved over. We started writing the rule books and working with other people and got it going. But that's the Mississippi tie-in. So
I thought that was pretty cool. You're here tonight and we're talking about this. So when it comes to events, awesome. You know a little bit about them too.
Yep.
So I thought, Jimmy had such a positive reaction about this that I thought it was really great to have his input on this and see if he had any questions about the event or some insight that you wanted to add to this.
No, I'm stoked about it too. I mean, it's amazing just see what all you guys are putting together with that. I've been out to the Showdown before myself. It's an awesome show, no doubt about it. A lot of quality competition out there.
Right.
And and you see some of the same guys moving across country and all, but to see what you're doing on the West Coast like that, it's awesome.
Right.
So obviously, what got you into car audio and or doing what you do?
Okay, so funny enough, living in the hood got me into car audio. Riding my bicycle, watching the gangbangers roll up and down the street, trunks rattling, and I had to have part of it. So I ended up getting with them and learning a little bit. I was a little guy, so they'd have me crawling in the trunk, running wires, and I basically became self-taught at that point in time. From there, got my first car, grabbing house speakers, stacking whatever I could in. And I was just hooked, car audio, the bass, the vibration, the music. It was just awesome. From there, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
From there, grew up into high school, and coming out of high school, there's a few stereo shops out here that were doing some stereo competitions. There was a few IASCA events, and then USAC eventually got brought in here when we met Mike Jaffe. And just from there, we just kept doing shows. As a car club, we were throwing shows because the shops out here wouldn't do it for us.
Gotcha.
So as regular people, we were getting judges out here. And it got to a point where, unfortunately, Jaffe, one of my best guys ever, he just decided to retire, and we had nothing to do. So I kind of picked up on it with a non-sanctioned type of event until Janissa picked my ear one year and hustled me into becoming a judge. She wanted to throw an event out here. I got it lined up and got her all set up, got the equipment going. And then I said, here you go, you're all ready. She looks at me and goes, nope, this is your show. I was like, wait, what? And from there,
thrown to the fire.
I got ran through the ringer, became the judge, and been doing it ever since. My big thing is I like bringing people together. I like having a good time, and Car Audio has always done that. Outside of the internet trolls of recent, should I say.
You know, it's funny you say it that way. You know, Car Audio, you know, it is kind of a community. You know, even for, you know, a lot of people, you know, you look at all the different manufacturers that are in this community, there's not probably anyone from any brand that I don't know someone from that brand, you know, and it could be someone that we spent time at a, you know, at a dinner party or at a show or something, spend some time together. It's really a small knit community, not just from the people who are into high performance or high output car audio or even SQ, but even the manufacturers. It's kind of a really small club, honestly.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any other community that's like ours, to be honest. I mean, social media has definitely helped unite all of us together, but I mean, I travel all over the country to car audio shows, and it's just like somebody I've known my whole life when I go see Drew or any of these guys across the country. It's pretty amazing, and I'm super happy to be a part of it, for sure.
Well, when you look at it, you almost have to ask yourself and wonder how this many Type A personality guys and gals can get together and get along.
Right.
Because if you look at it, most people, and I mean this in a good way, not bad, but most people are into modifying their vehicle or putting in high performance audio or into that much. We all have Type A personalities, but yet we seem to get along, which is even better.
Yep.
And then Andy, 5 guests tonight. That's the most since the original Unmasking. Yeah, we've got quite a few people on here tonight, Andy. I don't know that we planned it this way. It was just going to be Steve, and then Steve said, yo, I got to get Jesse on board because he's the guy for the Taco Fest. And then, of course, that lady said, well, do you mind if we bring on Jeremiah because he's really the key component to the competition side? And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's all fine. And then I find out these guys are coming. I'm like, oh, we're going to have a packed house here tonight. Who knows what's going to go. So, yeah, it's fun. So thanks for noting that, Andy. It's fun to get everyone together and have a good time on that. So Jeremiah, obviously you're passionate about car audio. Is that also your 9-to-5 job, or what do you do for a 9-to-5?
No, funny enough, I kill bugs.
You kill bugs?
Yeah, I've been doing pest control for right about 20 years now. I did when I was younger. I did ballet and I worked part-time at a stereo shop. And then the stereo shop closed. I went and got a second job doing pest control. Worked for a guy for a few years, then I went to a big company for about 10 years. Then I started my own, so it's just me and a partner. We're a small family-owned business out here. We kill bugs and such.
He does a good job at it, too.
He does a good job at it.
Thank you.
Sometimes he climbs the occasional roof to put pigeon spikes up there, too.
Oh,
sweet.
So Jesse, I think you said
needs to watch out.
So, Jesse, how many taco vendors are we going to have at this event?
We got 25 taco vendors coming out, and probably about another 10 other variety vendors that are coming out. So we'll have definitely plenty of food. But we got a guy coming. We got a guy coming out bringing out some gator tacos this year.
Oh, wow.
But I know that actually we brought him out the last time, and he sold out by 1 o'clock, so a whole lot of people didn't get to taste them. But he's coming prepared this year to get these gator tacos out. Speaking of bugs, we got the lady that's selling grasshopper tacos also out of Oaxaca, Mexico, that's coming down to make those as a specialty, which is, I think we should probably throw those into the taco eating competition. Yeah,
They might never
I didn't go very well on social media when I said that, but you know, I think it's a good idea.
So Jesse, I'm going to mess it up, so I'm going to ask you to say it again. Is it Oaxaca? Say that again. Oaxaca. Okay. My wife and I, a couple of years back, we actually took a trip down to Oaxaca, and we actually stayed at a resort down there, spent a week at a resort down in Oaxaca. And it was one of the coolest places I've ever visited. And as I know Steve can attest to, and of course Jimmy and Mike, I'm a foodie. I mean, I'm into food and trying all different flavors, and I like great tasting food. But I tried some of the best tacos and queso and cheese and apparently, and I didn't know at the time, but I'm going to mispronounce it again. Oaxacan cheese is apparently the cheese to use on a real taco and make queso with. Is that true?
It's a Oaxacan crumbled. It's like a crumbled cheese that goes over it. Yes.
So when you said that my ears perked up because it reminded me of being down there, and I had some of the best food I'd ever had when I was down there. So I had some great street tacos. I mean, they were fantastic.
Nice.
Like I said, we go out of our way to make sure that we have a variety and authentic stuff, so that with people that you haven't tried them before, just something different,
I don't know, but I hope RZ's talking about cheese. I don't know, but he's he's talking about something there. That's funny. Grasshopper fire taco? Saber Small, what's that? Do you even know what that is, Jesse? What's a grasshopper fire taco?
I know what a grasshopper taco is. I don't know about the fire part. The fire must be the extra hot salsa they put on it or something.
That's what I'm going to say there, too.
Burn on the way in and burn on the way out.
DIY audio game, man. Okay, here, virtual fist bump.
Oh, that was good.
You know it's a good hot sauce when you get to enjoy it twice.
Yeah.
You get to enjoy it twice. It's a really, really good hot sauce.
As long as you loosely define enjoy.
Well, I don't know. Yes, there's my answer. Yes. I had to give a shout out, and I mean this. DIY audio guy. He had a chime in here. He says, "Looks like a party, guys." He is another great YouTube content creator. If you haven't gone and checked his channel out, please do so. He puts together some great content. He covers complex topics in a fairly easy way. He's been doing some great box building videos lately. So since he's in the feed, I wanted to give him a shout out. You got to go check out DIY Audio Guy. He does some fantastic stuff. Go check his channel out. Definitely worth watching. I mean, I watch his stuff in my own time when I'm not here doing UnMasked or at work. I watch a lot of these type of things here on YouTube, and DIY Audio Guy is one I do enjoy. So go check him out. I just wanted to give that a shout out to him. Great guy. So Steve, as far as coming to this event, do you guys at this point, do you have anything lined up as far as, is there like a host hotel, or is there hotels where people can come in and get a deal if they're coming for the show or anything like that?
Yeah, so the Cannery, which is right down the street from Craig Ranch, is offering us a pretty good rate. I'm just going to try to remember off the top of my head. It's $75, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it's $105 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Pretty sure.
Okay.
So yeah, for SEMA weekend, that's super cheap, and it being right next to the show, it's a pretty new hotel, so it's got all the amenities you could want. Got restaurants, all that good stuff. Like I said, it's a very close hotel, and it's really close to the 15 too. So if you do want to get to the Strip, it's maybe 10-minute drive.
Oh, that's easy. Perfect.
So yeah, it's a good spot, and there is some info about it on the show page, on the Showdown show page. But yeah, the Cannery Hotel, like I said, if you call them, if anybody that's coming wants to get a hotel room, you call the reservation department, just mention the Showdown show, and you should be able to get the rate.
Okay. It's no, I'm certain that, well, maybe I'm not certain, I assume there is, but kick me for assuming. Do you guys have a combined Facebook or web page that has information for this entire event, or are there separate pages for anything? Or at the end of this feed, if someone wants to go find more information or keep themselves up to date, where is the best place to get information? Is it going to be Facebook? Is it going to be a website? Where do they go from here?
Well, for the Showdown itself, the best information is going to be on the event page on Facebook. As far as Project Taco, I'm sure Jesse could chime in, but I think ProjectTaco.com would be the best place to go for all the info there. Yep. Next year, I think we're going to have it all in one place to make things easier. But this year, being the first year, things were, because our show was separate, his show separate. Combining the two it's just a learning experience for all of us. But yeah, for now it is two separate places to get info. But next year, I think we'll have it all in one spot.
We'll have it all next time.
Next time. Nice. So your plan at this point so far is you guys have gotten together to do this event, the Showdown, the Great Las Vegas Taco Festival. I think and correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, but did you say the car show was like a 360 car show? Is that correct?
Correct. 360
right,
car show.
That's what it's 360 car shows. That's Jesse's. That's his. I don't know what you want to call it. Your car show.
That's how I started off. Yeah, that's the segment of the car show. The taco show.
So you guys have all gotten together this year, and from what it looks like, you guys are planning on continuing this going forward then.
That's the plan, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any intention of taking it back to CES. Like I said, the crowd that comes into town for CES is not the crowd that is really in the car audio anymore. And the Taco Festival and all this other stuff, like, we've wanted for years to have the show be what it is this year. So the opportunity to make it to what all of us kind of were envisioning is for us to join together and do it at Sema. So yeah, and it's just going to keep getting bigger. I mean, Jesse has a lot of good ideas, and I think I do too, and so does Jeremiah, and we get together and come up with some cool stuff. And I know Jesse wants to keep making not just the car show side bigger, because I don't want to call it just a car show. I mean, wants to do like Jeeps and side-by-sides and boats and the whole, you know, why not just make it an entire festival that's just all about anything with a motor and that, you know, music, motors, beers, tacos, good stuff.
What else do you need?
I mean,
Got it all.
right?
You can live there and not have to go home. You know?
It sounds, I mean, I've been to Showdown. I've obviously been to Sema. I think moving Showdown to that Sema time frame is the right move for Showdown. And then, you know, seeing Jeremiah in action, knowing what he can do for event, his passion for that. And then obviously first time I've met Jesse, so good to meet you, sir. But just looking at, you know, the marketing materials that Steve's provided for us to look at about the Great Las Vegas Taco Festival and all the things that are geared around it, it really looks like you guys have a home run event here with so much to do. And you know, my phrase that pays, we're going to circle back and say again, this really does feel like a destination event. So if you're into cars or car audio, or, you know, spending some time out with the family and enjoying some great food out of some great street taco trucks or things like that, music, car show, why wouldn't you come to this event? And speaking of that, I know I kind of mentioned earlier, and you and I had a conversation about this, Steve, does the event actually kick off Friday night, or is it just a Saturday, Sunday?
So the Showdown part is Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
I'll let Jesse take the rest of this part for the Friday.
Perfect.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, we kick off on Friday night as we kicked off Friday night as a Dia de los Muertos kind of deal with the altars and the whole bit, and to make it very. We had one of the radio stations coming out doing the takeover that night. It's going to be like our party night, you know, to kind of start kicking everything off a little bit. Kind of a way for the audio guys and the car show guys to start setting up also for Saturday, but we started off Friday night. You know, by next year we'll probably start doing some meets. You know, right after SEMA kind of roll-ins into the Taco Festival. You know, and that's just all work in progress right now. And but the way it's looking very positive right now.
Well, it certainly overall sounds like an exciting event. I'm glad that Kicker was able to step up and be the title sponsor for the Showdown part of this. I know you're going to have woofer toss, and you're doing some raffle giveaways and all sorts of other things. I actually got to get some more things out in the shipping to you to help cover on that, Steve. But it sounds like it's going to be a fantastic event, and that the entire atmosphere is going to be real conducive to having a great time.
Yeah, for sure. And there'll be a tug of war as well. I don't know, Jesse, if you guys are doing a tug of war on your side, and maybe we could even have another
challenge for the car guys and the Bassheads. Let's do that.
That would be good.
Let's do
Car
that.
audio versus car show.
Yeah, there you go.
And on the competition side, we're going to have 5 orgs there, and all of them are going to be at least
this year.
Yeah, 5 this year. So all the majors, USAC, IASCA, Mecca, DB Drag, and then our newest
Base Wars,
growing really fast, is Base Wars.
Yep.
And you know those guys very well.
So you're going to have basically what I think are you're having all 5 of those organizations on site for competition. And if someone comes, they can enter one or all of those if they choose to.
Right, and they're all 3x pointers, so you could kind of come and you can almost get your year's points all at this one show. So for competition guys, you know, if you just want to come and get your points and get some tacos, you know, there's no better spot, and it's going to probably be in the 70s. You know, it's going to be a great time of year to be in Vegas. So,
well, that time
be perfect.
Yeah, that time frame in Las Vegas, it is absolutely. I mean, it can be a little warm during the day, depends on how the weather's really going, but it's not unbearable. But I think the nights out there during the SEMA time frame are just absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing a beer can't handle if it gets too hot.
Yep.
Or a taco can't handle if it gets too cold.
There you go.
Man, I knew I liked the way you guys think for a reason. So with that said, I'm looking up the clock. Like I said, we try to keep the show to no more than 90 minutes. We got to do some prize giveaways. So real quick, let's go from corner to corner. Is there anything you want to add to what we've discussed about the show that's important, or anything you want to promote? Let's start with Jeremiah first, sir. Do you got anything before we get you out of here?
This is the event to be at on the West Coast. It's going to be fun, like everybody already said. But they forgot to mention the Lucha Libre. You forgot to mention the Lucha Libre, Jesse.
I did forget.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, so throw that back in the list too.
Out there in the tree string out there wrestling. So.
I'm just excited. I mean, I'm ready for everybody to come out, have a good time, try to normalize a little bit, and get our car audio on. And right now, with this culmination and actually pairing up with Jesse to do something big, his event's already been huge. Our event's been huge. I'm just excited to kick the ball and let's get running with it.
Fantastic. Well, Jeremiah, thank you for being on the show tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, it's our pleasure. We may get you on for another one before the show actually hits, but I know definitely, obviously, right now, Kicker can't travel, so we're not going to be there in person, at least at this point. That's the decision. But, with you there and Steve, would love to be able to do some live videos from there. We're actually going to have Mr. Lauren Morrell and our reps from the West Coast. Murphco is going to be on site there at our booth and have a presence there. Just won't be actually Kicker people from Stillwater. But love to do some live videos on site and work with all three of you, including you, Jeremiah, to get some great footage up on and broadcast it over UnMasked. So looking forward to seeing you and doing some more in the future.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Have a good night, man. So that brings us down. There was 4 boxes on the screen. Now there's only 3. Jesse, pleasure meeting you. I actually look forward. I don't know if it will be this year, unfortunately, but definitely looking forward because I know we want to continue working with Steve on this going forward. So I'm sure if I don't see you this year, we'll run into you next year in person. I look forward to having a taco and a beer and getting to meet you in person. I can just tell from your personality, you're someone I like to hang around with and tell a few stories, if you might.
We will get there. We will definitely get there. It's definitely a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for having me on tonight. And I just kind of want to make sure that everybody knows that this event, the way it started off, and now including these, including you all into this event, with it, it's just kind of bringing this whole environment, this whole idea, this whole 360 concept all together, just a little bit of everything, just all in one spot. And again, thank you guys for having me on and stuff. I appreciate that.
Man, I appreciate it. Fantastic meeting you virtually, Jesse, and I look forward to meeting you in person. You have a wonderful evening.
See you, Jesse.
See you, Jesse. There was 3, and now we're down to 2. Steve.
Yes.
You know what? I know I'm disappointed right now. The Kicker as a company, we pulled the travel plug, and it looks like I won't be able to attend this event, but I'm still holding my breath. There could always be a decision made that the last minute I might be able to actually get in a plane and come out there and see this show in person because I would love to. You're a stand-up guy. I am very proud that we're involved with you on this event, and I appreciate you wanting to get us involved. It means a lot that you feel that way about our company. And for all those people out there just tuned in for it, it is Mr. Steve Barber from SHTNONM, and he is live on Kicker UnMasked.
Oh, man. Well, like I said, thanks for having me on, and I love working with you guys. There's no better car audio company out there, I'm going to be honest. From R&D to all the people there, it's I can't get enough. So one thing I do want to mention that wasn't mentioned is there is some rumors going around about mask mandates and vax mandates and all that crap here at our show. At the Showdown and the Taco Festival, there's no masks and there's no show me your mandate card, your vax card. It's an outdoor event. None of that stuff's happening. So I just want to squash those rumors.
Okay.
And hopefully SEMA doesn't decide to do it. But they said they're going to commit to doing whatever the county guidelines are, which is just masks indoors, no vaccination proof, just like it is at the casinos. So I don't want that to scare people away.
Sure.
So if you at least want to come and don't want to put a mask on, you can just come to our show for the whole week.
I love the way you think, brother. Quick comment here. Living Loud with Andy. Of course, everyone knows our good friend, also Andy McGill, Living Loud with Andy. He's a gentleman, runs his own YouTube channel, Living Loud with Andy. And, of course, he's the guy who started the Kicker Fan Club on Facebook. I know he has a pretty big following on there. Andy, thank you for joining the feed tonight. You are fantastic at answering questions for people and reminding on things, so I appreciate that. Solo barracks and solo cups full of twisted tea, you know what I'm about. That sounds like a good plan, Andy. Thanks for bringing that up. Steve, pleasure having you here tonight. You and I will have a conversation next couple days. I do owe getting you some more stuff out, and we need to discuss what you need for this event. But it sounds like it's going to be a killer event, and I'm glad that we as a company are involved with you, and sincerely mean that, man. Thanks.
For sure. Hopefully you get the word and you're able to sneak on a plane and get out here.
Maybe the key word there was sneak. I don't know. What did I hear? My microphone's having a problem here.
What? Technical.
I got to call in sick for the weekend. My phone broke. You can't get a hold of me. I just see you Monday type thing.
Well, maybe, just maybe, Jimmy is a little further east, and if he was to go to the event, he'd have to come west.
And I mean, hey, there's no way to get there except coming through Stillwater,
There's
right?
no way to get there to come through Stillwater. So maybe instead of getting on...
if I was to slow down at the red light a little bit, I mean, hey.
Instead of getting on a plane that flies at 30,000 feet, maybe I'll get on a plane that flies at about 18 inches.
Yeah, at 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, 40 miles an hour.
You get your shipping department to pack you up, and Jimmy will just pick you up and just leave the load.
That'd be awesome. Fragile, heavy.
Be a lot safer if we had him wrapped in packing tape anyway.
That'd be awesome. Steve, thanks for joining. Seriously, we may work another show before your actual event. We may work another presence, get you on here for maybe 30 minutes of the show, get some more updates as we get closer to the show, if things change or whatever, or if you got some information you want to share. And then, in all honesty, whether I'm there or not, would love to work with you and the guys there and get some live feeds that we could bring into UnMasked. So we'll talk about all that as we move forward. But I certainly appreciate you coming on tonight and appreciate your time. And good luck, brother. I think it's going to be awesome.
Love visiting with you. Should be a great show, man.
Steve.
Yeah, very cool.
Take it easy.
See you, Steve. Have a good night.
Bye.
You too.
So one last time for everyone who tuned in and said in the comments, that was Mr. Steve Barber from SHTNONM. So good friend Steve, love him like a brother. He is a fantastic guy. Excited that Kicker is working with him and partnered up to be the title sponsor for the Showdown. It's happening with the great Las Vegas Taco Festival. You got the 360 car show, the music.
Man, they got a lot going on.
They got a lot going on.
Awesome.
It sounds like a great destination event. I mean, if you're a SPL guy, if you're an SQ guy, if you're a car audio guy, this sounds like something where you could plan a weekend, go to Vegas.
For sure.
Definitely enjoy some time at this show. And then, you're in Vegas. If you want to go enjoy some of your time in a casino, you can work that in too. I mean, you might be, Vegas was built on winners.
Absolutely.
They just didn't tell you who the winners were. So with that said, I'm just looking through the comments here. All living loud with Andy. He's got a comment there. By the way, congratulations again for those who don't know. Andy McGill, we announced it on, helped announce it for him. He'd already let the cat out of the bag, but we had to announce it. He's engaged now and getting married, so congratulations to him.
Congrats
Andy.
Yep.
Thank you for spending some time in here. Hopefully when you're married, the other shoe doesn't drop and she kicks you off and you can't be on the show anymore. I don't think that'll happen. I met her. She's a good girl. That's not going to happen. That's going to be fun. Key 200.4 with built-in Bluetooth receiver for hidden install. Jesse Steinbach. Hey, you know what, Jesse? Hold on a second. I'm going to, boom. That's actually an interesting idea. Stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say about that. Stay tuned. Maybe what you're thinking about, may not be what you're thinking about, but there's something we can talk about here. New product releases, we talk about those first here on UnMasked Live Weekly. Right. And so if we got new products we're going to talk about, we're just going to do it on an UnMasked Live Weekly Tuesday show. It'll just be a special edition where we'll do new products. So hopefully coming up here sometime soon, we'll be able to have an UnMasked Live where we actually talk about new products. We know that stuff excites you guys. So
might even be some with a wink on there.
Might be a couple heavy winks on there. Some stuff
nice
coming.
Stuff. Yep.
But it's going to be fun. So this is the part of the show where we actually poll and announce our three winners for the night. And again, we're giving away first place, you're getting Cush NCs. Second place, you're getting Cush BTs. Now the NCs are the over-ear noise canceling headphone. The BTs are the on-ear Bluetooth headphone. They both can also be used with a plug-in cable. So if the battery goes dead, you can plug into your device and do a hardwire. And then third place, we're doing EB300. So those are the prizes tonight, along with the shirt. And it's license plate, right, JW? Yeah, so license plates. You're going to get those three prizes, the key prizes at the top. You're going to get a Kicker license plate tag frame, and you're going to get one of the Kicker UnMasked Live t-shirts. So that's our gift package for the night. As always, we got third place, second place, and first place, and this kind of like old hat. Bill, do we got some winners? Yep, there we go.
Boom, Bill.
So Bill, before we get to this real quick, if you're a winner, Bill will reach out to you tomorrow via email and let you know you've won. Now, if you're chomping at the bit and you just got to let Bill know, I'm the winner, you can reach out to social@kicker.com. Either way, whether you reach out to Bill first or he reaches out to you tomorrow, information we need from you is, number one, we have to have your shipping address and it cannot be a P.O. box. Number two, we need your phone number. And I'm sincere when I say this. We do not keep your phone number or use it for any further marketing purposes. We just have to put a phone number in. It doesn't matter whether we send your package FedEx, UPS, USPS, carrier pigeon. They want to be able to get a hold of you if they can't find you or need to arrange for you to come to the hub and pick it up. So give us your phone number in the email response. And last but not least, if you're like me, nothing fits you worse than a schmedium when you need an extra large. So I know it's a drop-down box. You might have been in a hurry to get back to the show and accidentally hit the wrong size. So confirm your shirt size because we want to make sure you get the right shirt size. So if you'll just please tell us the shirt size to confirm it, we will then get that stuff headed out to you. And if like Train, if you have a prize and you have not received it, if you reply, gave us your information, you have not received your shirt, and I think Train's the only one at this point, please reach out and let us know. We will get that taken care of. I don't think it would have fell through the cracks here, but things can get lost in shipping. We can actually, do some tracking and tracing and figure out, and if we need to send another shirt, we'll do that. It's not that big a deal. We don't want to cry over spilled shirt, so at all. So Train, please reach out to Bill. We'll get that taken care of, sir. Thank you very much. So with that said, Bill, give us winner number 3 on tonight's Unmasked Weekly Drawing. Winner number 3, Ryan L. from Florida. So Ryan L., congratulations and thank you for tuning into the show tonight. You are our third place winner. You're going to get those EB300s, that Kicker license tag frame, and one of the patented gray Kicker Unmasked Live Weekly shirts that you can only get by tuning into the show.
My head's in the way.
You're going to get this fine strapping lad to come whack the car. Along with the shirt.
Yeah.
Don't use that shirt. Use a different shirt.
Yeah,
but
you don't want that one.
Wax on, wax off. It's going to look great. So that's winner number 3. Bill, who's winner number 2 on tonight's show? I won't, but tell me.
Oh,
no way. Are you kidding?
Look at there.
Look at this. Are you in the feed, Deviant? Look at this.
Yeah, he is.
Winner number 2 is Deviant. It is rigged. I told you to put his name back. He's not allowed to win. You know, Deviant, he's always in the feed. Great guy. He really is. We had some fun with him. Sandy, everyone, if you don't know, Sandy is another lady that works with us, and when JW is out of the studio for traveling, she'll fill in his shoes back there to make sure we get comments and everything going along.
No way.
And, yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. Bill, I can't believe you pulled him and let him stay the winner. Jiminy Christmas. But Deviant, great guy. He's got a bearded dragon. We played around with him, actually made him a bearded dragon shirt and sent it to him, which was pretty cool. And of course, he and 25 Hertz, a couple guys, they like to troll in the feed, and we know that they're just good guys at heart and they're just having fun. And it's really awesome that Deviant, you're actually, this is totally random. It's a computer drawn thing that happens with our interface. So you've been picked and you're the winner tonight, Deviant. Congratulations,
Persistence pays off.
Yeah, persistence. This is proof that persistence does pay off.
Right.
That's a good one, Jimmy.
Nice.
You're going to win the Cush BT on-ear Bluetooth headphones. You're going to get that Kicker license tag frame, and of course, one of the Kicker Gray Unmasked T-shirts. And I don't do that because one of these days I'm going to come to the studio, guys, and we'll be on the show, and you're going to go, oh wait, Kip took off what little bit of hair he had left. He's just got a bald melon. It's going to happen one of these days. That's going to just all come off. I'm just reaching that point where the landing strip is getting too big.
Maybe you could live stream it on Unmasked. Hey.
Live stream it? Ooh, there's an idea. So congratulations, Deviant. I guess you can't say it's rigged anymore. Or
Nope.
Maybe it was rigged so you'd win tonight. You never know. So that brings us, I can't believe I'm shocked. So that brings us to winner number 1 in tonight's drawing. Winner number 1, Bill, is going to be whom? Tonight's grand prize winner is Chris O. from Florida. Congratulations, Chris O. Thank you for tuning in from Florida. You're getting the Cush NC on-ear Bluetooth headphones, that license tag frame, and of course, he doesn't need to bend over. But you're going to get the gray Kicker Unmasked shirt that's behind my good friend Mike Flanagan there. Congratulations to the winners. I hope you know we're really proud and excited that we can do these small drawings every Tuesday night, just a way of us kind of showing some appreciation and giving some love back to the community. We appreciate you tuning into the show. Sure. We hope you enjoy the content. Again, if you have any suggestions for things you want to see on the show, man, please reach out social@kicker.com If it's an idea, a topic, a guest, whatever you guys would like to see on the show, we are all ears. We all sit down as a team and kind of come up with what we're going to do for the next month as far as shows, and whether it's demos or science of or things, and we love. Tom Doe, congrats all winners. Thanks for that, Tom. Appreciate you giving some love out to everybody who won, because everybody's got a chance. It's all randomized, so thank you, Tom. We appreciate that. But we certainly appreciate being able to get out some of these gifts. Thanks to our bosses and Mr. Steve Barber himself and Becky that allow us to do this. That's what's fantastic about it. So thanks for tuning in and watching on Tuesday nights and doing this. Don't forget, we've got the contest with Mobile Solutions, Brian Schmidt, going on, and that's until October 4th at midnight to enter.
One.
And
very nice.
Very nice.
I mean,
nice contest,
Brian's one of the best, has a great program out there. Just unbelievable guy, unbelievable program, unbelievable setup.
Nice price.
It's a great contest. I mean, we're doing it in conjunction with him, so you're getting your seat paid for to go to the training. You're getting a plane ticket to get there and back. You're getting your hotel room covered, and we're giving you a $350 cash stipend so that you can buy food or your favorite beverage. And you know what? We'll probably even give you a couple kicker koozies so you can keep that nice and cool.
Absolutely.
whether it's twisted tea or whatever you might happen to enjoy.
We'll be all set for sure.
In your kicker koozie.
Nice.
So, thank you everyone for tuning in. We certainly appreciate it. Again, on the way out the door, if you can, and JW, if you don't mind throwing that up there one more time, if you like the content, if you like what we're doing here on the show, just please do us a favor. A thumbs up gives us a lot of traction with our bosses and superiors. On the way out, if you'll just smash that like button, we certainly appreciate that.
Yeah.
I want to give a great thank you. Love having you.
Man, thank
I'm
you for
glad
having us
you're
on
here.
here. Oh, yeah. It's been a blast.
We can have a blast.
Not gonna lie, folks. When this show's over, I don't know if it's B-dubs and then my house or just my house, but there's going to be some koozie action going on. I promise you.
Fun before the show, during the show, and after.
Absolutely.
So, all a great family. So,
Mike Flanagan.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here on the show. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Jimmy Ham.
Absolutely. Thanks, Skip.
These guys are rock stars in their own right, and I'm glad to have them on the show. Anytime I can get a kicker dealer who's doing as good a job as they are, love having them on the show to get their experience with product. I really love getting your take on the tweeter pod. I think that's great through that. And I'm looking forward to seeing where you go with that next. What's your?
Maybe we can bring it up next time we're up.
Love to. Or maybe we need to go mobile and come see you.
We'll do it.
Do a Tuesday night broadcast from.
Yep. Right from
your shop.
You know my favorite saying: "Don't threaten me with a good
I
time."
know, that's it.
Yeah.
So everyone who's left tuned in the feed, which is actually a whole bunch of people, thank you for tuning in tonight. As always, it's my pleasure, Mr. Kip Litzy here, along with the other four knuckleheads here in the studio. We got Tim, who's been running cameras tonight. We got JW in the back helping on the feed, make sure things run smoothly on bringing up comments. We've got Ernie Ficklin back there running the switching and trying to get everything to kind of work. So we put together a show. He does a great job. And as always, Bill Fraw running social media, getting things out there for you guys. It's our pleasure to sincerely be the five knuckleheads, plus two special guests tonight, representing the 200 plus employees here at Stillwater Designs and Audio here in Stillwater, Oklahoma, or as you know as Kicker. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great week. Have fun. Whatever you're doing, be safe and have fun at it. Enjoy your weekend. The weather here in Oklahoma is getting ready to get nice. I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be a blast. A little bit of rain, but the temperature's coming down. It's going to make that fire pit even that much better.
Nice. Yep.
All have a great time. See you next Tuesday night.
Let's go Plaid.
Let's go Plaid. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Welcome to Kicker Unmasked Live Weekly. Good evening, everyone. Tuesday. Good evening, everyone. I like to keep the show to about 90 minutes. Kippolicious. Be sure you get that schmedium every Tuesday night. Full tilt boogie. Kippolicious. Good evening, everyone. Twisted Tea. Good evening, everyone. Be sure you get that schmedium. Twisted Tea. Hippopotamus. Cold beverage. Schmedium. Midler out in BFE. Out in BFE. At the end of the day, good evening, everyone. Tuesday. Full Tilt Boogie.